What's happening, guys? Today's another day on the channel, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on a 180 a little bit more. We're going to do a compression check on it. We're going to change the oil again because the oil is kind of on the floor now down there because that drain plug doesn't seal properly. But yeah, we're going to drain the oil, do a compression check, fix our alignment, and then we're going to take it for a drive down the street if we can figure out what's going on in there. And yeah, we should be on the way to driving this thing very soon. Hopefully nothing is wrong with this thing and we could just start driving it so that I can put some miles on it. So yeah, let's go ahead, jump into it. First off, we're going to do a compression check. Okay, so to do a proper compression check, you take out all the spark plugs at once and you disconnect either your cam angle sensor, if that's super easy to get to, or you disconnect all of your injectors as well. And then you should be able to put your compression tester in there, and then we should be able to turn it over and we'll see the compression. So let's go ahead and start. And I think I'm going to put the battery jumper on this thing still because this thing probably won't have enough juice to turn it over quick enough. So we'll let's do that. Okay, so we got the battery charger on the back. We're going to prime it up a little bit, even though it doesn't need to do that. And then we're going to just give it a crank, see what happens. So that was 10 cranks, and we'll see what happens here. So we had 180 PSI on the first one. So let's go ahead and go through the rest of these and see what we got. So we have 180 on all cylinders, every one all the way back. So our compression is good. There's no bent valves. There's nothing wrong with it. So now we have to take the valve cover off to check to see if there's any pieces that dropped off in the valve cover. So yes. And it started to spark when I was doing it, so on cylinder 1 here, so I just disconnected my cam angle sensor. So we can now plug this back in here, though. We could take this zip tie off, got to take this Allen key here off, and then we have to pull the valve cover off, and then we can look inside to see what's going on in there. It just makes a lot of noise on that back cylinder, and it goes away after time, but I don't want to keep risking it, so we're going to have to figure out what's going on with it. So let's go ahead and pop the valve cover off really quick, clean it all up, make sure it's nice and clean when we put it back together, re-RTV everything, and then we should be good. But once we get into there, we have to check everything out. So let's go ahead and take our coil packs off to the side. We're going to take off our breather lines, this one and this one, and then we're going to go ahead and take off all the valve cover bolts and pull the valve cover off. So let's just get to work now. Okay, so we got the valve cover off. We're looking inside. My friend Trevor decided to stop by today, hang out for a little bit.
Hola.
So we're looking at the valves here, and all the retaining pieces that are on the valves here are on them. So it doesn't look like anything fell off. Doesn't look like any bolts came loose or anything like that. So looks like we're good. Looks like what I said. And it's just that these, they're not necessarily lifters. I asked somebody, so we're gonna keep calling them lifters because that's all I really know what to call them. But they're like hydraulic push rods, and they just didn't have oil in them for a really long time, so they just need to get oil in them once again. And I probably need to get cams line honed because I've taken them off and on and put them back together a bunch of times. And yeah, so we're just gonna put the valve cover back on. We're gonna clean up all this gasket, put the valve cover back on. We're going to drain our oil like we said. We're gonna do a quick alignment, and then we're gonna start it up, let it run. And we probably need to go get E85 because this thing's probably not gonna make it to the gas station because it's heck of far away now, and this thing has like 0 gas in it. So yeah, I mean, we got some, but I wouldn't really trust this to make it all the way to Okeechobee. So we're gonna have to go get E85 in a little jug, bring it back, and then we can go actually get some E85. So yeah, let's go ahead, clean up all this gasket, and then put it back together. Okay, so we got the car all back together now. We got to put 2 zip ties onto this. Next, we're gonna drain the oil, and we're going to do our drain plug the right way this time. We're gonna put our RTV on the drain plug and around it so that it actually seals again. And then we're gonna do a quick alignment to fix the alignment part. I have to put my cotter pin in. I don't think I put that in. I have to find it. It's around here somewhere. But, oh, there it is. I knew it was like right here. I have to put this in on the passenger side front wheel here so that the tie rod nut will stay on. But yeah, that's about it. we should be able to start this thing up in a couple minutes and let it idle again and see if we got any problems, and just let the oil flow through it. Maybe we'll take it down the street and see if it'll drive okay. So yeah, I'm also going to try to get the steering wheel off. I'm not going to promise anything with that because, like I said, we needed that steering wheel puller and I don't have it here, so we're going to need to get that. Okay, so under here, we're letting the oil drain. It's actually getting really close to the end there. While this is draining, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to that passenger side and we're going to put that cotter pin in really quick, and then we're going to try to do this alignment too. So let's go ahead and basically finish up this project here. Okay, so our wheels are straighter now. Not all cocked to the side. This one's a little still off to the side, but it's okay. Well, when we get it on the alignment rack, we'll actually do it right. We got our STP filter on there right now. This is the one from Miata. Fits on there, does what we need to do. We're only gonna have this on there for a little while because I'm gonna order that HKS one again. Took forever to get that thing off. Ended up cutting my finger right here, and we had to go get this thing out of the toolbox over on the other side because this is like a seatbelt strap that somebody cut a hole in a bar and you put a socket on the end of it. So we use that to get that off, and I really got to stop putting these things on so tight. So now we got to take this oil cap off. Hopefully this isn't on there too tight. There we go. It actually came off pretty easy this time. Grab our seal, put that back onto there. Ooh, we got a little foaminess inside there. So we're going to put our oil back in. Drain plug should be keeping our oil in there nicely this time. And yes, then we should be able to start this thing up and see what's going on up top, because it's probably still gonna, dropped it guys. It's probably still gonna make a little bit of noise. So we're about to start this thing up for the 5th time. Remember that my exhaust hanger is missing, so I need to get one of those. I don't remember where it went. Might be in the trailer box in the truck actually, so we'll check there. There's fresh oil in it. We put the new filter on it. We did that quick alignment, resealed the drain plug, checked the timing, made sure all that stuff was good, did a compression check. Let's start it up. It's probably gonna make some noise. Hopefully it's got enough battery juice to start it up. I did let it charge for a little bit while I was working on it. So you guys can tell the steering wheel is completely cocked to the side. So yeah, let's go ahead, let that thing prime up for a minute. My radio seems to be out of whack right there. Maybe it's not clipped in or something there, but yeah, that's besides the point. We don't need that. Oil 0, not good, but yep, we're good there. AFR's pegged to rich or lean. So let's give her a start. Almost started there. Give her another prime. This thing's probably really low on gas. It's probably actually lower than what it says there, so. Sounds a lot better now, actually. Oh yeah, listen to that. No more clacking in the back there. We're good. Let her warm up a little bit. Let's open up that door. But yeah, sounds good now. Okay, so car is good now. Radiator's smoking a little bit because I opened up the cap and got a little water on it. Car is good. Sounds good. Seems to not be making any noise anymore. So we're going to chalk this one up as a win. Rebuilt it, put it back together. Everything's fine now, aligned, valve cover back on. Everything's good, no leaks, no nothing. So the car is in good shape now, and we should be ready to start ripping it and start driving it. Something that is changed is we did put those big spacers on the front, so I don't know how well we're going to be clearing in the back like we were before. The other thing is that we put new tie rods on the inner and the outer, and we aligned the steering the right way this time. So the steering is a lot more straighter. So we possibly don't need to modify the knuckles just yet. Maybe my locking problem when I went all the way to the right is solved now. Maybe the steering rack was just dead-ending itself against the rack and it wasn't letting me come back. So we could have fixed that problem there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go to HP, bring back the engine hoist and a tool to AutoZone, and we're going to grab the steering wheel puller, pull the steering wheel off, reset it so that it's straighter, and then we're going to get gas while we're over there and put some gas in it so that we can start driving this thing. I need a license plate to drive it, but yeah. Seems pretty good. I can't wait to start driving it and see what happens. So we can start it up again though, and I'm going to see how we are with lock to lock and see if we're going to have a problem with the spacers so that I can change those out before we even start driving it so we don't have any rubbing issues and just through the rest of the front tires, even though we're going to change these out before we go to Holy Shift. So yeah, we're eventually going to take these tires and put them on the back, and we're going to have those tires as burner spares for when we go to Holy Shift, and we'll have both of these tires for spares. I'm going to go to Walmart and get 2 extra tires for the back and just throw those on there. They are a good tread wear. They are 300 tread wear, so they should last a little while. Then I have all of my tires over there that are still good too, so we're gonna have a lot of tires, which is what we need. And I should probably try to get some more daisies so we can have a couple extra tires for the Miata as well. So yes. So guys, that's about it for this video. Tomorrow we'll come back with some more stuff. We'll go over what I have for the tractor because I got some more stuff for that. And we'll just try to clean up a little bit more because the Miata is now inside with the 180. Look at that. This thing is on the chopping block after this. Once we get this thing a little bit better, that spacer does rub a lot. So I have to bang that pinch weld up some more, and we're still gonna be rubbing, but we'll figure that out. We'll probably have to put some more caster on the front to pull it forward so that we can get a little bit better. But because I have a lot of caster pushing it back so that I can have the maximum amount of angle so I don't really need to use a steering wheel. So this is next. We'll fix what we need to fix with this, and we will just get it to a little bit better spot. This thing has heck of angle. Like, this thing's ridiculous on how much angle it has. Body kit for this after the event, paint work, interior, more stuff. We're just going to get this thing to about this level, and I want all these cars that I'm going to have to be at about this quality of the 180. So it's going to be a gnarly road for us here. Next is after this, once we get a little bit more for this thing here and we get the hydro and a couple other things done for this, the main thing is a hydro, paint, and then wheels that I really want for this, because overall the car is in good shape and all I needed to fix is the coolant so that it'll just stay cool. But after that is on to that LS project, and we need to get some stuff for that and get a chassis. And you guys already basically know what I'm getting, so yeah. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. Hope to see you guys in the next one with more Marcus Parks content. Later.